Good day, everybody. It's Greg Schnell, and I am here with your Daily 5. So today, I want to talk a little bit about some setups that have been out of favor a little bit and are starting to set up. They look to me like they're ready to set up and go higher. One of the names for that is Cummins, and if you go look at PACCAR, which is a heavy truck maker, and Cummins, the charts have slipped a little bit. I think the one thing to be aware of here is we've actually moved down since March, and we're getting set up here for a nice, looks like a nice bounce and perhaps a big move back up to the prior highs. What I like is the momentum that has been declining is starting to improve. We have positive divergence on the PPO. It's making a higher low here, while price has made a lower low. We had a big bounce on Tuesday, August 3rd, with a lot of volume coming in, the highest positive volume candle in a while. To me, it looks like the selling is done and we want to start buying this stock, not selling it. So when I look across the transports, I would just say they've pulled back a little bit, but I'm looking for a good strong third and fourth quarter here, and this chart is setting up nicely for that. One of the other clues that I like on this chart is you can see that we tested this prior low from June. We're also now going all the way back to the February lows, so we're testing the year-to-date lows, and I really like that as a good potential support level. Let's just see if it bounces off of there. But I think if you start to get your momentum break to the positive side here, this could be a nice big move in Cummins. Even if it only got back up to the 100-day moving average, that would pop it up another $20 or 10%. So I like the stock here. For those that know me, I'm a big oil and gas fan in terms of the stocks. And what I like about this particular setup on XOP is since June the 1st, so right here, at the top of this candle, if you go look at the price of crude on that day and the price of oil, crude, or the price of these producers, crude is up 7% in the meantime. The oil producers are down 15%. They're coming in with a lot of free cash flow, and the stocks that were deeply damaged back in 2020 are now looking very well set up after this pullback to turn and rotate higher. Again, this has been a 20% pullback since the beginning of July down here to the $80 level. To me, it looks like the selling is overdone. And so what I would expect is when we get our PPO cross here, this is going to turn up nicely. And I started to see a lot of the energy names on Tuesday start to turn up. So that's one of the reasons I am focused here. They have free cash flow. They've been out of favor, starting to rotate back in. It's been a sudden drop, and everybody is concerned about the fourth wave and that kind of stuff. I agree. I think one of the things to always be aware of is what's concerning, but the other thing is the market does rally into a wall of fear, and so I'm looking at that from that perspective. It looks genuine that we could make a nice move higher here. Micron, I think we all know it as a pretty strong semiconductor name, and so it's been trending lower basically since April, so 3 months in a downtrend. Some of the other names like AMD have really started to pop. NVIDIA has been a monster going up for a while. But Micron just broke the downtrend line here. We had kind of a shooting star where it just shot up and then couldn't hold it and fell back down into the pattern. What we saw on Tuesday was a strong bounce out of the pattern and a hold. So I particularly like that. We had nice high volume coming in, the highest volume in July. So that to me looks like a really strong place to look at the stock. Again, the other semis are breaking out. The real question is how long can you keep the semiconductor area down with all of that demand? Look at this PPO trend line that had been in a big downtrend, and now after 4 or 5 months is starting to pop to the upside. To me, that's a nice clue that we're getting ready to break out. And again, if we got up here and stalled, at least we'd be ready for it. But to me, I think the actual chart is setting up with this narrowing wedge. I'm not too big on the wedge pattern, but we had a nice hammer candle off the lows. We've been climbing any sort of little pullback or even just following the breakout, I think it's got lots of room to the upside with some of the other semiconductor names also making big pushes. What happened there? So when we look at another stock that's interesting to me is Snowflake. And Snowflake is one of those really high valuation stocks. So it's a big caution. But I think what happened on Tuesday to start the month of August here is Snowflake is breaking out through this big horizontal support and resistance level. So we had the original IPO, it shot up and it couldn't hold above this level, then tried, failed, pulled back, and then it finally got above, made a big vertical move from 280 to 420, and then came all the way back down, found support at that same 280 level, let's just call it, bounced up to 320, and then couldn't make higher highs here, and then started to fall below that level after two bounces, breaks down. And now, to me, it looks like we've built a nice base here, and we trended sideways between this 240 and 260 for almost 6 or 8 weeks. Now we're starting to break out to the upside again. I think the stock has regained its momentum. It's a very big high flyer name, so be aware of its volatility. But, we're right back to where you could have bought it on the IPO day, and I think it's still got an excellent opportunity to the upside. It's one of those much loved tech names, and the volume again was huge. The average volume is 3.5 million. It did 7.74 on Tuesday. So if you get any sort of a wobble here, it'd probably a nice place to look to add a little bit of a position. For me, that's how I'll treat it, and then if it continues to work, keep trading with it. Lastly, I want to bring in some gold names here. I've been a fan of the gold names since early July. They've been choppy. They haven't been great. But Kirkland Lake is a good example. It started to bottom July 1st and ran up, pulled back here for a week, and then took back off. What I like here is we've got a nice big head and shoulders base. A head and shoulders base pattern building, and we're right at resistance here. A breakout through here would put us very close to 9-month highs. I think that looks particularly interesting. Our PPO momentum has been made a nice higher low here, and now we're just moving back above zero. Typically that's a nice place to be looking at a stock, so I want to see that kind of continue to move higher. The whole gold space looks pretty interesting to me. I also did a show with Dave Keller last week called The Pitch. If you want to go catch some of that information, that also talks about why I think some of the resource areas could be great for the fourth quarter. So think about, for me, one of the things I'm thinking about is gold has been out of favor for a year, almost exactly. It kind of topped around the 1st of August and pulled back, and it hasn't really done anything for about a year. The real question now is if we can start to break out here. I think this is a nice time to get in on, let's just say inflation isn't transitory and we start to have more inflation. Gold should be a nice ride up here. And again, I like to try and pick it up when it's just starting to turn into favor, not waiting for a commodity to get all the way to the top and then expecting everybody to jump on board at that point in time. So if you like the kind of information we're presenting, I think the one thing you could do is you could head over to gregschnell.com, and on the website there's a couple of different packages we offer. But if you go to gregschnell.com/explore, you can try a 1-year subscription to save about 40% on the regular price, and you'll get a few different things from the newsletter. Hopefully you'll find some of them valuable. My Schnell Strength Index is currently 34, which is a little bit weak, but any sort of improvement from here would look pretty bullish. Thanks for taking the time to join me. Have a good day and a good daily 5. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, Dave Keller here with StockCharts.com. Thanks so much for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, and we hope you did, hit the like button right below. Also, we have so much new content every day. Consider subscribing to the channel. Just hit the subscribe button in the video or right below. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Have a fantastic day.